This protest in Madrid, where around 150,000 people occupied the main square, Puerta del Sol, is just one of many demonstrations to have erupted across Europe in the last week. There have been marches across nearly all major cities following Jean-Claude Juncker's announcement last week that the European Commission is going through with its proposed plans to sell off various European monuments as part of further austerity cuts.
This is not a decision we came to lightly. It is an unfortunate but necessary sacrifice we have to make in order to protect our future.
There was fierce opposition from some MEPs, but the union maintained that buyer discussions will start in the coming months. In Paris, protesters released flocks of sheep under the Eiffel Tower, as this is rumoured to be one of the sites up for sale. They accused the French government of being weak and not defending French interests in favour of bowing to pressure, especially from Angela Merkel's government. Last night in Brussels, the demonstrations turned violent, with workers from Unite attacking police forces with rocks and flares. The police responded with water cannons. These images mirror ones from Barcelona on Wednesday, where there were clashes between demonstrators from Podemos with the Spanish Civil Guard. This morning, Pablo Iglesias, leader of the anti-austerity party, accused La Policía of reacting unfairly and using unjustified levels of force.
Hoy los gobiernos italiano y francés reconocen que hay que poner límites a Merkel.
Telling Angela Merkel maybe she'll be the one who ends up isolated in Europe.
We must join Greece and the rest of southern Europe, those who are fighting Merkel, because capitalism is over and we can't go on like this.
In Dresden, an estimated 70,000 people attended a march through the city after it was announced that the Semperoper Opera House would be one of the buildings to be sold. In the United Kingdom, huge crowds gathered in central London, aiming to disturb traffic and shut down the city. Westminster Abbey and St Paul's Cathedral are reportedly two of the buildings on the list. Nigel Farage, leader of the UK Independence Party, urged protesters to join them in calling for the government to leave the EU.
It is ironic that 9 days before a British general election, Mr Cameron and Mr Miliband are not engaged in this debate, and in fact the UK can do nothing. We are impotent. We have surrendered our ability to get involved. I promise my party will stand up to this impending disaster for all concerned.
Meanwhile, Dutch students have begun occupying various buildings of architectural significance, including the Magdenhuis and the Burgenhuis buildings. The occupations were peaceful and well organised, with lectures and events put on in the buildings, as well as producing zines to build support and involve the local community. However, the police were still heavily present in the surrounding streets.